Good morning, everyone. I am no technology wizard, but I wanted to try to do something to bring yoga to everyone who is quarantined at home right now, since we all can't go out anywhere and do our normal yoga practices, or we just need to get up and move a little bit. So I'm going to do my best here to make this work. Feel free to grab a yoga mat, grab a blanket, maybe some blocks or a chair or some books, and we're going to get started. We're going to do a little breathing, try to bring a little peace and calming into our lives, do a little movement, and see where it takes us. So I really wanted to do this because we're all trapped together but apart, and I wanted to just help us sort of calm our bodies and our minds at this time. So if you've done yoga before, fantastic. If you've never done yoga before or you're still newer to it, just a reminder to always listen to your body. Don't do anything that doesn't feel right. If something hurts or you're just not, a pose is not accessible to you, that's okay. Come out. And as you practice, you will get better. So just always listen to your body. And with that, let's just begin. So sit up tall. You can sit on a folded blanket like I am if you would like. Let your eyes close. Just find a comfortable place for your hands to relax. I want you to feel the crown of your head reach up towards the ceiling and just feel your shoulders soften. Feel your sit bones press down towards the floor. And allow yourself to just breathe in and out through your nose. You don't have to do anything to try to change your breath. Just feel that air come in and out. Sometimes just that simple notion, that simple task of bringing your awareness to your breath can change the breath all on its own. You might already feel like your breath is starting to become a little more relaxed, a little deeper, a little longer. All those are wonderful things. And if you're not feeling anything right now, anything change, that's okay too. So just bringing your awareness to your breath is something huge that we can do for ourselves every day. So just a couple more breaths in and out. Not adding any strain. Just feeling yourself relax. After that next exhalation, let's slowly begin to open the eyes. Reach your fingertips down towards the floor. Turn your palms away, and as you inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Let your palms touch. Interlace the fingers and press the palms up towards the ceiling. And as you do this, you want to relax the shoulders so they're not squeezing up by the ears. And if that means you need to bend the elbows a little bit, then let them bend. Keep that length through your spine. You can even take your face to look up towards the ceiling so you could stretch through the front of the neck. And then as you exhale, keep pressing the palms forward, round through the shoulders. Bring your chin towards your chest and just stretch out between the shoulder blades. Inhale as you reach it back overhead. Face can look up again. Chin comes back to center. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Hands rest anywhere comfortably, sitting up tall again. As you exhale, turn the head to look out over the right shoulder. Inhale as you come back to center, and exhale, turn the head to look to the left. So just a gentle flowing movement here. No need to press the neck to the side or strain anything in the head. We just want to start to warm up the neck and get things moving. Keep the shoulders relaxed as you move the head back and forth. One more time to each side. And come back to center. From here, we're going to move into table. So if you're sitting on anything, blankets or blocks, just move those off to the side. We're going to come onto hands and knees, spread the fingers wide. Knees go underneath the sit bones, wrists line up underneath the shoulders, and you want to just gently pull your navel back towards your low back so you have a nice flat spine here. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Your face is going to look down towards the mat, not at your belly button, but towards the mat, and the tops of the feet will go flat to the floor. So just starting with a cat-cow here, I want you to roll the shoulders back, let your belly soften. So a little bit of an arch in the back here. Lift your chin slightly. Press through the palms like you're pressing the floor away. Exhale and round through the spine. Let your head relax a little bit. Open up between the shoulder blades. And as you inhale, again, come forward, shoulders roll back, belly softens towards the mat. Exhaling as you round into cat pose. And inhaling as you come back into cow pose. So as you begin cat-cow, especially if you're not warmed up yet at all, I want you to take this nice and slow, which means your movements are going to be small. And as you feel your body warm up, then you can start to increase the amount of stretch that you're getting through the spine. Try to move with your breath. So inhaling as you come into cow pose, exhaling through cat pose, and trying to maintain that breath and the connection to it throughout your entire practice today. So one more time here, inhale as you come into cow pose. Exhale as you take it into cat. Inhale back to a neutral spine in your table. And from here, we'll take it into an arm-leg balance. So take the right leg, reach it back to the wall behind you. Press out through the heel. Your toes are going to point down towards the floor. Top of that left foot can stay flat to the floor unless things feel a little bit wobbly today, and then you can just curl those left toes under. Now, option here to take your left hand and reach it forward. Drop the shoulder into the socket. Face continues to look down towards the floor and pull your navel back towards your spine. If it's a little much this morning with that left arm lifted, just bring it back down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen out through the fingertips and the heel. And on the next exhalation, hand comes down, knee comes down, and we'll take it to the other side. So inhale, extend through that left leg. Right arm optionally can lift up. Again, think about drawing the navel in, firm up through your core. Crown of the head reaching forward so the back of the neck stays long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, and see if you can hold it. Inhale again as you lengthen, and this time as you exhale, hand comes down, knee comes down. Take the sit bones, press them back towards the heels for a child's pose. As you come into child's pose, elbows can soften towards the floor, or you can even reach your hands back by your heels. Just depends on what feels best for you today. If you've got a block or a blanket, you can also place that underneath the forehead for a little bit of support if the head doesn't come all the way down to the floor. Take a couple breaths here. You want to breathe in deep so you feel like you're stretching out your low back. Your belly is constricted by your thighs, but you should be able to feel a stretch into your low back as you breathe in deep. One more breath here in child's pose. And then as you inhale, rise back up into your table pose. Curling those toes under, we're going to lift the knees, press through the hands, and take the sit bones up and back for a downward facing dog. So as you come into down dog, you want to make sure your fingers stay spread wide and that you're pressing into the palms and the fingertips, especially the thumb and the pointer finger here. You're going to soften your heels towards the mat. They don't have to ever touch, but you want to get the energy pressing down through the heels. Now stretch out the legs by pedaling your feet back and forth so that your straight leg heel presses towards the mat as you pedal side to side, and just start to stretch out and open up the backs of the legs. Spine stays long, never crunching the arms up by the ears, instead broaden out between your shoulder blades. Take a nice big inhalation here, long exhalation. Another big inhalation, and then as you exhale, walk your feet up to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Let yourself hang over those legs. Toes are going to point forward, feet are about hips distance apart. If your hamstrings are really tight, take your feet a little bit wider than hips distance. Now in a forward fold, the common misconception here is that everyone thinks their legs have to be straight and we're hanging our fingertips down towards the floor. This is really straining on your low back. So if this is where you are with your forward fold right now, I want you to bend your knees deep, Feel your spine lengthen and bring your belly towards your thighs. You can let your belly rest there. And if that means you've got a really deep bend in the knees, that's okay. This is going to protect your low back. Once you feel your legs start to wake up, then you can begin to straighten the legs, but always keep your belly close to your thighs. Hands are going to come onto the shins. We're going to press into the shins and lift up halfway. Spine lengthens, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale as you forward fold again. Take a bend in the knees here. Use the legs to come up to standing. Spine stays long. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers and point your pointer fingers up towards the ceiling. I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see what I'm doing. Inhale, stand up tall. As you exhale, reach it over to the right side. Squeeze into those inner thighs and press down into the bottom of the left foot so that you can stay strong through your core and stretch out this left side waist. Inhale as you come back to center, and exhale, reach it over to the right side. Same thing here, squeeze into the thighs. Inhale as you come back to center. On the exhalation, bend the knees, long spine, take yourself into a forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, hands back onto the shins, or if you like, you can bring your fingertips and line them up with your toes. Exhale as you forward fold. From here, we're going to take it into a lunge, so plant your hands on the floor. I want you to make sure that you've got your hands framing your feet. A lot of times people put their hands out here because it's more accessible, but then when you step back into a lunge, your knee is way over your toe and then you're going to hurt your knee. So I want you to think about bringing your hands next to your feet. If you've got some blocks or a book or even a chair, you can place your hands on the props to give you a little extra length in your hands. We're going to take the left leg, step it back into a lunge, keep that back heel lifting, soften your hips down towards the floor, shoulders roll back, spine is long. Bring that left knee down to the floor, top of the foot goes flat to the floor. Press into your right heel, inhale as you rise up. Turn the pinkies towards one another and sink down into your right leg. Now you want to stay active here. Think about pressing into the bottom of that left foot and into the bottom of the right heel, almost as if you're trying to pull your thighs towards one another. Chin can lift up for a little extra challenge. And then as you exhale, hands come down to the floor or the blocks. Left hand plants down into the floor. Inhale as you sweep that right arm out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Press down into that left hand. Reach up towards the ceiling with the right fingertips. It's also okay to reach out to the side if you don't have the mobility in the spine just yet. Think about bringing your belly towards that right thigh. And as you exhale, hands come back down to the floor or the blocks. Actually, all the way down to the floor. So if you've got blocks, just move them off to the side. We're going to curl the left toes under, lift the knee. If you're feeling like you need a little break here, I want you to step the left foot forward and stay in a forward fold. If you want to keep moving, I want you to take the right foot and step it back into a plank. Palms onto the floor, shoulders over the wrists. Navel draws back towards the spine. Hips are going to be about shoulder height. Anytime you're in plank, feel free to drop the knees down if you need a little break. Keep the spine long if you do so. As you exhale, we're going to bend at the elbows, hug them in close to your body, and lower down with as much control as you can. Chin and chest touch down. Tops of the feet go flat to the floor. Inhale, low cobra, chin and chest lift up. Crown of the head continues to press forward. Hands pick up off the floor and pull those elbows in. Lift the feet if you would like, reaching the toes to the wall behind you. Exhale as you lower it down. Curl those toes under. Press the floor away, lift yourself back to that plank, and then sit bones go up and back, downward facing dog. So as you come into your down dog from plank, you're going to want to step your feet in a little bit closer so that you can find proper alignment for down dog. Take a nice deep breath in here. Let it out. Another breath in. And as you exhale, walk the feet back to the top of the mat for your forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, hands to the shins or fingertips line up with the toes, flattening the spine. Exhale as you fold again. This time we take the right foot and step it back into your lunge. Reach back through that right heel. Remember, if you've got blocks, slide those underneath the hands so that you're framing the foot. Shoulders soften. Right knee drops down, top of that foot goes flat to the floor. Inhale, we rise up into that low lunge. Turn the pinkies towards one another. Soften your shoulders. and sink down into that left leg. If this is a little bit too much of a back bend for you today, continue to press into that left heel and don't sink quite as low. Get that little bit of a squeeze through the inner thighs. And as you exhale, hands come down to the floor of the blocks. Plant your right hand. Inhale, sweep the left arm out to the side. So I want you to press down into that right hand, draw the shoulder away from the ear, and also press down into the big toe side of your left foot so that that knee doesn't wobble out to the side. Big breath in, and as you exhale, lower the hand back down, all the way onto the floor again. Curl those back toes under. If you need a break, step forward into your forward fold. Otherwise, follow along and step the left foot back into plank. Remember, knees can come down if you need it. As you exhale, hug the elbows in close. Take yourself down to the belly. Tops of the feet go flat to the floor. Inhale, high cobra, lifting the chin and the chest. Engage the muscles of the spine, and then press down into the floor with the hands and see if you can maybe get the belly button to start to peel away. Arms do not have to be straight here. You can keep a bend. If it bothers your low back at all, come down to that low cobra where we were before. So one more big breath in. Exhale as you lower it down. Curl the toes under, press the floor away, plank. Sit bones up and back, downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Long breath out. Big breath in again. And as you exhale, walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Take a deep bend into your knees. Inhale, rise up to standing. Bring the arms up overhead, palms touch, hands into your heart center. We're going to take this into Vrikshasana, or tree pose. So I want you to start with the right foot. Plant your right foot down into the floor. Spread the toes, bend the knees just a little bit, and stand up tall. Find your balance here on that right leg. When things feel balanced, turn the left knee out to the side. You can keep those left toes on the floor and bring your heel just above your ankle. You can bring the bottom of that left foot into the calf, or you can even take the left foot into the inner thigh. You just want to avoid putting any pressure on your knee. So you're going to press the right leg into the left foot, and you're going to press the left foot back into the right leg. That's going to cause a little bit of a squeeze through the back side of the body, and that left knee will open a little bit more. You can take your hands wherever you would like them to go. They can stay at your heart center. You can hold on to a wall or a chair. So allow yourself to rise up through the crown, through the fingertips. Feel yourself root down through the standing leg. As you exhale, hands come back to the heart center. Release the left foot. I'll take it over to the other side. So plant the left foot, a little bit of a bend in the knees, stand up tall. And when you feel balanced, turn the right knee out to the side. Again, find the best place for that right foot as long as it's not on the knee at all. Gentle squeeze as you press the left leg into the right foot and the right foot back into the left leg. Arms can reach out. If things feel a little bit wobbly, take your gaze down towards the floor. Maybe 6 or 8 feet in front of you. Find a speck or a dot or something to focus on the floor so that your gaze, your drishti, can settle in on something. It's okay to feel some movement happening in the standing leg. That's what balance is all about. It's not about being rigid. It's about being willing to make those minor, small adjustments so that we can stay upright. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Release that right foot, shake out the legs if you need to, and then take yourself down to seated. So if you've got that blanket and you've got tight hamstrings, slide that blanket underneath you and extend the legs out. So the idea of the blanket is that you want to sit right on the edge of the blanket, so you almost feel like you're falling off of it a little bit. It tilts your pelvic bone forward and lets you sit up tall, even if you have tight hamstrings. Even with a prop underneath you, feel free to bend your knees. Heels go down, toes point up. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips and fold your belly towards your thighs. Now, as you fold, you might notice that your spine rounds right away. If that's the case, bend your knees a little bit deeper And try to keep your spine lengthening as you fold. Your hands are going to come down wherever it's comfortable. That might be at your feet, but it might not. It might be at your shins. It might be on the floor. And just let yourself soften into the pose. If it helps, you can inhale, rise out just a little bit, lengthen the spine, and exhale to fold over again. Pressing into the floor with the hands, lift yourself out. Coming all the way up to seated. Slide any blankets off to the side. Arms reach out towards the toes, sitting up tall. And then as you exhale, draw the navel back towards the spine and slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Arms reach up overhead, big full body stretch. And then as you exhale, take the knees into the chest. Let yourself just gently rock side to side. And then from here, bring the arms down to the floor and let your knees both drop over to the right side. So knees and feet are going to touch down. If you've got a blanket or a block and you want to slide it underneath the legs, you can do that. Elbows are welcome to bend. You can even turn your head a little bit to look out over the left shoulder. Just allow yourself to soften here. This should feel really relaxing. So your breath is starting to slow down. Your muscles are starting to relax. There shouldn't be any holding or tightening. We'll lift the chin back up to the ceiling. Take the knees back to center. You can even rock side to side, realign your spine. And then arms come down again. Knees go over to the left. Same thing here with the props. If you need anything under the legs to help support so that you can relax into the pose, then add it in. Head can turn to look towards the right shoulder. And just feel your body relax. Face goes back up to the ceiling. Knees come back to center. And allow yourself to come into Shavasana. So legs extend out onto the floor, toes turn away from one another. You want your legs to be a little bit wider than hips distance here. Arms are just going to rest comfortably by your sides. Palms facing up if you can. Just tuck the shoulder blades underneath. For some of us with low back stuff, it might be more comfortable to have the knees bent and propped in on one another. That way you can flatten your low back onto the floor if needed. So wherever you are comfortable, let your eyes close and feel your body relax. Feel that breath as it comes in and as it leaves. Again, not trying to change anything about your breath, just bringing your awareness to it. Let your whole body soften. Feel the face soften. Let your neck and shoulders relax. Feel your arms grow heavy. Relaxing through your heart and your belly and your hips. Feel your legs and your feet soften. Let the physical body quiet. Let the mind quiet. Until the only awareness rests with the breath as it comes in and as it goes out. You are welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Ideally, we would give ourselves 10 minutes in Shavasana. If you are ready to come out, you may bend your knees. Take the bottoms of the feet to the floor. And carefully roll onto your side. Pressing into your hands, lift yourself up to seated. Any seated posture will do. Sit up tall, take your fingertips down to the floor. Just give yourself a moment to ground through the sit bones, through the fingertips. And turn the palms out. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Bring the palms to touch and the hands into the heart center. May you be well, may you be happy, and may you be peaceful. Namaste. I just want to thank you for practicing with me today. Let me know what you thought. This is my first time doing this, so all feedback is welcome. Depending on what happens, maybe we'll do it again sometime soon. Otherwise, be safe, stay healthy, and namaste.